Hi everyone, at Digital Colmer here, walking out in the bush in Queensland, not far from Brisbane, one of my favourite bushwalking tracks. As you know, I'm Digital Colmer. This little fella here is Digital Bear. So there we go. Just thought we'd stretch the legs and enjoy nature. It has been reported there are koalas in this sanctuary or in this reserve, but I've never seen them, and I've lived here for quite a few years. They're probably hiding right away from the tracks, but it's great to disconnect, isn't it, from technology, he says on his phone in the middle of the forest. But you know what I mean, great to disconnect. But I just want to talk today about a few other things. I wanted to talk about cultural change. Wow, what a subject in the Bunyaril Reserve, eh? Cultural change. So let's define culture quickly. So culture is the collection, I think, of ideas, of behaviors, of habits, of groups of people, really. And so when we move our workload, say, to the cloud, we want to think about things in a different way. We need cultural change. And what does that really mean? Well, when we move to the cloud, we want to make use of all the tooling that's available, all of the automation. We want to automate as much as we can. And that was really the focus of the last 3 days of the cloud operations on the AWS course that I've been running for an awesome customer. Oh, be a bit careful here, don't lose your footing. And so two of the tools that we talked about a lot in terms of automation were the CloudFormation tool, AWS CloudFormation tool that can help build resources automatically for you. So build your virtual machines, build your infrastructure, build out your architecture. My wife is just pointing out with her hands that there's some rather interesting routes to negotiate, so I don't want to be falling flat on my face with little Bear here. So back to the tooling, that's right. So CloudFormation, AWS CloudFormation, used to build components for our business service. And then the other tool I want to talk about is once you go live with all your resources, you go into production, you've got to run this thing in operations, right? And in order to keep your costs down, in order to, again, to be efficient, and we think about sustainability here, we want to use tooling, don't we? Because using tooling will allow us to automate what we do. And so we call that operations of code. And so there's a great tool called Systems Manager, AWS Systems Manager, that allows us to automate many of the mundane tasks that we might need to do in operations. And we encode those mundane tasks in something called a runbook or an automation document. It's the same thing, just two different terminology. So takeaway really from today's video is, one, enjoy nature where you can, try and disconnect where you can. But two, embrace that cultural change when you're moving to the cloud, particularly with Amazon Web Services. So embrace those those two tools, AWS CloudFormation for automating the build of your architecture, and then when you're in operations, using Systems Manager to really mature yourself into operations as code. So that's it from me. I hope you're having a fantastic weekend wherever you are in the world. Let me just do a quick tour of the forest before we finish. What can we see? My wife behind me, pointing furiously at something. Oh, a kookaburra. That won't come out on camera, but nice idea. Yeah, we have kookaburras here. We have galahs, we have cockatoos. That's enough for today. I hope you're having a great weekend wherever you are. This is Digital Colmer in Australia and Digital Bear signing off.